Welcome to the Lead at the Top of Your Game podcast, where we equipped you to more effectively lead your seat at any employer, business, or industry in which you choose to play. Each week, we help you sharpen your leadership acumen by cracking open the playbooks of dynamic leaders who are doing big things in their professional endeavors. And now your host, leadership tactics and organizational development expert, Karen Farrell Rhodes.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone, and thanks for joining another episode designed to help you better lead at the top of your game. Now, as you know, for season 3, each month we're featuring leaders who have fascinating roles in a particular profession or industry. And today's episode is part of our special series featuring chief technology officers and VP level leaders who lead expansive technology teams. And now, enjoy the show.
Hello, my dear audience members and superstars. You know who you are. We thank you so much for joining another episode of the Lead at the Top of Your Game podcast. We are so honored to have on today's show Oleg Chernyshev. And I probably murdered his name, but he is so gracious to let me at least get it out. But he is the Chief Technology Officer at Usetech, which is a global corporation for the manufacturing, agricultural, and oil and gas industries, who has a unique expertise in AI and data science. I know I did not do Usetech justice, so I'm going to let him in just a moment go deeper because they are doing some fantastic things. But another great thing is that he comes to us today from Serbia. This is our first time having a guest from Serbia, so I'm just tickled pink over that. And I can't wait to delve into his perspectives on how to spearhead AI and lead high impact teams to deliver really innovative solutions for their clients and to really drive growth. So welcome to the podcast, Oleg.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm
Good.
really excited to share our experience and expertise, what we did. Yeah, Usetech is a company who provide complex software-based solutions, as already mentioned, in different industries, in manufacturing, in agriculture, oil and gas, retail, banking, other industries. And our solutions, as we all know, and as our current markets dictates, based on the all modern technologies. It's artificial intelligence everywhere, and we try to implement these solutions in most of our cases for our clients. I'm in Serbia right now with my family. I have 3 kids, and really happy to work for Usetech, for our company, and to bring these technologies to our clients. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, we're so happy to have you. And before we get even deeper into Usetech, what do you and your family love to do in Serbia or during your downtime, if there's any ever downtime? Because most CTOs don't have a ton of downtime, but we'd love to hear a little bit about what you all like to do for fun.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the time with my family. We like to travel, so we travel a lot across the world. And but recently we trying to explore the Serbia. It's small country, but it's nice country. So you can travel, you can experience different things in nature, even in mountains. So it's beautiful country. I enjoy it. And
Oh, wonderful.
personally, I also love sport, and I'm
Oh,
playing squash. This is a
squash,
very
really?
interesting game. So I started playing like 8 years ago, and actually I'm originally from Russia, and I'm kind of semi-professional squash player. My ranking in Russia is
What?
65. It was in the best time I played. So
Oh, that's
and I
amazing.
love this game. It's very interesting. I recommend everybody to try it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get your autograph now because if you're that high of rank, you're gonna be a superstar soon. That's amazing. Well, thanks so much for sharing, Oleg, on that. So let's go back to talk a bit more about Usetech. And first of all, we just want to thank you because this is part of our series speaking to chief technology officers. And being a chief technology officer for such a high growth company right now, what are some of the top challenges that you're facing right now, or maybe either challenges or trends in the market that you and your teams are having to tackle?
There are a lot of challenges, right? Because there are a lot of innovations coming, and you have to always kind of be prepared to be open for the innovations and to collect all the new technologies and new things which are coming to adopt it quickly, especially for these large language models like this ChatGPT, which everywhere right now. But you have to be very quick to adapt and to usually kind of start using it, not to be afraid of it, and use it effectively in your work, because it gives you competitive advantages, very high competitive advantages. But the biggest challenge actually is to have a good team and to let your team to explore and propose the ideas, because any assets we have in a company, it's actually the main assets. It's our team, our people, because the expertise in their brains, right? So they produce solution, and our goal as chief officers to create the environment and condition to let people bring themselves into the project and bring the ideas, kind of motivated work into the project. Only this will lead to a success, no matter how structured you are, what processes you have. But the people is actually the most important thing you should care of.
I love that. And I totally agree, because your team and your people and their expertise is what's going to drive the company's success.
Yes, exactly.
And yours too, quite selfishly as a C-suite leader. And I'm curious about talent, because I know in the States we're at a record low of unemployment. So it's really hard to find, especially skilled talent in the tech space on those unique aspects that are that you need. How is Usetech's group across the world? You have team members across the world, or how do you find top talent that is at the cutting edge that does help drive that innovation key to your success?
This is really kind of huge problem, not only to find, but also to keep people within the company, right? So this is a special strategy you should elaborate, and most big players on the market do it. And we have actually our own product who can do this motivation tracking, monitoring to see what people like to do, or maybe they have some issues in the project, so they can rotate within your company, and that keep them motivated, and they keep them inside the company. And keeping people inside the company, we keep the knowledge within the company. But answering your question, this is difficult to find people on the market, right? So we do different approaches. Yes, we trying to extend our community and to have the referrals to get the experienced people, right? That people kind of explaining what we are doing in the company through the network, not only by the advertisement and so on. And we also trying to get the students to train them and to prepare for the real product, for the real life. And that also gives them the opportunity to grow within the company. Yes, as we originally, as a company, we came from the Russia, and Russia have a lot of kind of big brain resources. So we are hiring a lot in Russia, and we hiring a lot outside of Russia as well. Keeping the balance between the kind of the skills of the people and the cost which we can bring to the clients' projects. So we have this kind of the balancing approach to get the proper resources in the proper time and keeping the knowledge within the company. But this is a real kind of, all companies are fighting now for the resources. So this is a really booming market, especially in artificial intelligence area. It's not easy to kind of to find and prepare people. So that's why we trying to create the environment where people stay with us for longer times. And we have, I think our company is 16 or 17 years already on the market. And we have kind of core, which is for more than 10 years with us. And we are proud of it. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations to you all, because that's longevity, especially in the tech area. That has been my passion for years. So yeah. So that says a lot about the environment you all are creating. So let's get into the business of Usetech. So who is your target markets? Can you state those again? Like, who are your ideal clients that you serve? Is it enterprise level, small, medium business? Where's your niche and audience?
We work with different clients, but of course, ideal clients is a kind of enterprise level clients with a kind of scientific intensive knowledge required. For instance, oil and gas, right? So we have like experience to apply heavily scientific models for the oil exploration. So we can create like a 3D maps of where the oil is and where you should dig for the oil and get the maximum value from it. So we
Wow.
apply, and we have a patents for this. And we have the people who actually get these patents. So we can apply solutions which no other companies have. So this is our target, to provide kind of very customized, very specific solution for the client. Not only kind of the software development. No, software development everybody can do, but we creating for the turnkey solution, like from start to the end, not to gathering all the requirements, understanding the client needs, developing everything, testing, deploying, and then getting the result, the value for the client. So this kind of, but we also do the small projects as well. If we see that this is a kind of opportunity for us to elaborate or to maybe to discover some ideas, some new technologies, and so on. So we are kind of very, very dynamic company, and we are kind of doing a wide range of projects.
It sounds like it, because I can imagine how, especially if you focus on differentiating yourself with the unique value that, you can get patents on, that's what nobody else can provide. I guess a lot of what you do is kind of go and listen to those problems that the customer has, do maybe some sort of customization. And then if you're able to solve the problem, it seems like something that you could, I won't say repeat, but you could go deep into that market, because you could offer something that the others can't.
Exactly.
Is that how you all think about it?
This is how it works. This is how it works.
Okay.
Yeah, you create some project and then you share this expertise across the market, and then other companies also think, oh, okay, we can use it as well. So this is our strategy, how we can elaborate and how we can develop the markets for ourselves and propose the solutions. Yeah.
Fascinating. What's another example of a project that you all are working on that you can tell that's not super secret?
Yeah, we have several projects which are under NDA, and I cannot share much. Yeah, but others projects, for instance,
or past projects, I'm open to, because the stories help them understand a little bit more.
I can share something from different industry. For instance, like a bike rental system. In one city, we created this software and the platform which can track the bikes rental. When the people using the mobile phone, they using the GPS, you can see which bike around to you. Yeah, so you can take this bike, you can ride, and then you can leave it where you want. And then the system actually tracks everything. And then what we do actually, because it's quite a sophisticated system, but it's simple to implement. But what we do, we actually analyze the patterns of behavior of the people, because they ride usually from one place to another place. And then you have to relocate the bikes to different places, like, because they're all will be collected in some one place, and nobody will take it. And we apply this artificial intelligence and machine learning and prediction, how you should allocate the bikes by the machines, by the cars, to bring them to the location where people can take them, because we know where the people live, where they work, and how they actually how they behave, what they use the bikes for. And this actually brings a lot of value for the company who provide these bikes, to increase the revenues, not to let people use these bikes. So this is another type of industry, another type of solutions, which we trying to apply all our knowledge, not only to create the kind of mobile applications to find the bike, but also to optimize whole process of these companies. This is
interesting.
This is it.
So where are most of your clients located? Are they all over the world? Are they mostly in Europe or Asia? Or, where's your area of focus?
Yeah, it's for different countries. It's worldwide. Most of, as we are Russian, originally Russian company, many of our clients are in Russia, of course, yeah, and we
Sure.
use them as a sample of what we did. We did some big project for the electronic government, for instance, all workflow, all the interfaces, all UI, UX approaches, and everything. So what was done by us. So, but we also we have many clients outside of the Russia, internationally. I think even in US we have several clients. Yeah, so it's kind of we consider ourselves as international.
So anyone who's interested in learning more, they could go directly to you all and have conversations.
Absolutely.
You can work. I'm curious. I held an executive huddle. I call it huddle, it's just an informal meeting talking to executives a few weeks back, trying to see what was at the top of mind for them. And what was interesting, of course, one of the biggest topics was AI, really trying to understand how it's impacting their industries, both now and in the future, like how to stay on top of it. And to be honest with you, there were varying levels of understanding the technology. So I'm curious, as a CTO who your company lives and breathes and thrives in this area, how do you help educate clients that aren't as knowledgeable and experts as you of value of considering bringing some of your solutions to their organizations? Or do you all just wait until you find someone that's already bought in and then target them? Because there's an educational component I'm seeing out there in the market.
It's difficult to educate. But already many clients already come to the situation when they see how the artificial intelligence, different type of artificial intelligence, can help them run the business. What we do usually, we do kind of piloting or kind of presenting what the artificial intelligence can do for them on some small projects. We did it recently for kind of last year, presenting some approaches, what we see beneficial for them. And we just hear, wow, it's not possible. And it's really when they see such a pilot on kind of their data or near their data and how they can benefit, I think this is the best way to kind of to educate. But of course, it requires some investments, right? From you to prepare this pilot, to create a picture for them. But this is what we are also trying to do, trying to invest in the right clients, in the right industries, and to prepare the view and actually, as you say correctly, educate the clients that they should already start thinking ahead, starting to understand that the organization, companies who will bring the artificial intelligence into their tools, it is still a tool. It's not a magic. It is tool. You should proper use it, but you have to start using it. I think this is the best way to actually to let them see how they can use it.
Oh, I love them. And for you, Oleg, because I know there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as well in your role. I mean, what keeps you up at night about your role in leading from an elite technical perspective for Usetech?
I'm a fan of technology. We actually on the edge of kind of revolutionizing the industries. Yeah. Yes, this generative AI like ChatGPT and all these large language models. It's actually it's like I don't know, inventing the electricity, right? So we are in a new age, and
We are.
we should bring it. We should discover it, and this is an era which we should understand and get deeper and deeper. And this is actually, when you are running this project, when you see how client benefits out of it, so these things makes me proud, and this is what keeps me wake up after in the morning and see, okay, we do next project. Okay, come on, let's go.
You're on, huh? Are you nervous about keeping AI under control? I know there's a lot of talk in the world about, it advancing faster than we're ready for
No,
it to?
no,
What do you think?
no, no, no,
What are
no,
your thoughts
no,
on
no.
that?
It's not on that level yet. It is a tool.
Yes,
It
but are you afraid of it getting to be that way?
it's still far to go. Still far to somewhen we could be afraid of it because it's already very smart, very smart.
Yeah,
But
very. Yeah.
still, you have to use it correctly. I mean, to understand how it works to make the good result because it is still a tool. It's like a hammer, right? So you should use hammer correctly. Hammer is very effective tool, but if you don't use it in the right way, it will kind of break something. But it's still not so smart. It is smart. It's, I would say, even smarter than regular person, even someone. Yeah, it's because it can analyze a lot of data. It's really create good responses, good analytics, and so on. But it's still a tool, so you should proper use it. You can effectively use. But someone in the future, yes, there could
Might have to worry about it, huh?
we should think. But I think it's
Yeah.
kind of very near. It still takes some time, but
Wow.
it's progressing. It's progressing, and this is a really good thing how we use it and improve the efficiency, and actually finally makes lives of the people better. So this will lead to this. Yeah.
I love that. So, Oleg, because you have such probably a diverse organization, how do you approach leading your teams, your tech teams, to get work done effectively, keep them motivated, hopefully keep them with the company? What's kind of your general approach to executive leadership?
We let people speak, and we let people generate the ideas. They all are very smart, and they kind of not always they do, but they're not always happy to execute the tasks, right? So they should propose the ideas. They should understand they will be that people will listen to them, to their ideas, and they will adopt their ideas. And what I can say, sometimes it creates really good solutions when you listen to people, not only to kind of senior, but in junior one as well. They are smart. They have the information. They kind of get this information from external sources. And this is a culture where you create when the people can speak, when they equally participate in the project and they see the results of what they are kind of proposing. And creating this culture is very important because otherwise, well, the people are not motivated. They doing their tasks not quality level as you would expect. So this
Right.
is a very important thing, and all the CTO person or CEO person should take care a lot creating this structure to see how people if they overloaded, how they actually compensated or how they get the benefit of it and so on and so forth. So this is a kind of people should be a kind of a partner, not like a people who doing the work. And if you create this structure, then it will bring the best value for finally for our clients.
I'm just going to give you a virtual high five on that because everything you said, I have seen be very successful. So it sounds like you all are right on track. And in listening to you talk about that, now it makes me really understand which of the tactics that I wrote about in my book kind of resonated with you. And as you know, we always love to ask our guests which ones kind of popped. And for you, it was leading with strategic decision making, which for my audience listeners, if you don't know, it's just what it is. It's all about making good decisions yourself or leading good decision making processes with a team or whoever you're collaborating with. And if you create an environment, Oleg, where ideas are welcomed,
Yes.
then that creates a pool of innovation for you and the team to kind of sort through and see, gosh, which are these would be fantastic to add to our operations or do to make our company and teams even better. So it makes a ton of sense. That's Karen's perspective from what I picked up. But I'd love to hear from you directly why strategic decision making is really important in any leadership role.
Yes, sometimes you should do some strong strategic decisions how your company will grow or will go into the future. But as I said, making this decision, you should take into account kind of all what people can say and will bring to you, because sometimes you don't see kind of all the possibilities. And when you see all the ideas, you can make proper strategic decisions. And you can
Oh,
count on these new ideas, new areas, and new technology solutions. I had a lot of things like that when some person proposed the idea and you say, oh, come on, how did we consider this option? And then, yes, then you have to make the decision. Yeah, so this is a kind of the situation you always will be in. So
well, I could talk to you all day, but I see we're running short on time. But I got to ask one last question of you. So, like, what does it take for you as a leader to lead at the top of your game?
I want to make the world better. I want to make our clients to operate in the most efficient way. So I want to bring them all the knowledge what we have to their hands to make it better, to make it optimal, and to deliver the high quality solutions, and actually to make life of the people of their clients better, and to deliver the products what they have. I think this is
Love that.
the most important idea what we all are actually doing.
That's so important. And for you personally, what do you do to put yourself, because, all of our listeners very driven to want to be better leaders. Is there anything that you do personally to help you be in a situation to help the world in the way you want to? Meaning, like, how do you stay on top of the latest and greatest in technology? And how do you keep your strength up? Because I know you can't work 24 hours a day. So how do you stay, I guess, very knowledgeable and
It,
both physically and mentally
it's
prepared?
difficult. It's yeah, of course you have to balance between the work and life. It's difficult,
Right.
but I personally trying to follow kind of all possible sources and news, and not only follow, but also test the ideas which are appearing on the market. I test it even myself. When I see some good idea, I think,
Uh-huh.
okay, let's try it. Let's play with it. And
Oh,
then you start to play. Oh, it's a good idea. So let's bring it to the team. So yes, all this Twitter, LinkedIn, all the sources you read, you follow your friends, your kind of partners or others, other people in your network, and you have all this information coming. So that's why it's little bit difficult to have a balance between work and life. So you're always on top, always reading, always testing, checking what can be done better in technology space. But
I
this is
know.
important.
I'm guilty too. It's hard for me as well to I say juggle it all, but I just try to prioritize what needs to be prioritized at the moment. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's business, and we just do the best we can, right?
Yes, yes. We have to care about our families as well. So this is also very important.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll have information in our show notes about Usetech and where to learn more about the company, but I want to give you an opportunity to also share where the audience can find you all and see about the great work that you all are doing.
Actually,
Where can they look at you?
yeah. We have our website, and so everybody can just type Usetech, and yeah, we everywhere in LinkedIn, in social networks, and we have all the portfolio in our website. Actually, it's a good way to see what we do. And
Excellent.
welcome to
Awesome.
contact us and elaborate on any projects and anything you would think would be valuable for you or for our clients. Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. So, audience members, if you're ever curious, just go look and submit probably an inquiry and see exactly what Usetech can do. Sure, if they cannot help you, they have a network that maybe they can refer you, but it sounds like they're so
Absolutely.
innovative, they'll probably figure something out for you. Is that right, Oleg?
Yes, absolutely. Thank
All right. Well,
you.
thank you so much, Oleg, for being, I guess, on our podcast today. It was such an honor to meet you and learn about Usetech and what you all are doing.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Awesome. And thank you to listeners for joining this fantastic episode. Please be sure to like and share with a friend, because by doing so, that helps us extend our reach and to help others to also lead at the top of their game. Thanks so much, and see you next week. Bye. And that's our show for today. Thank you for listening to the Lead at the Top of Your Game podcast, where we help you lead your seat at any employer, business, or industry in which you choose to play. You can check out the show notes, additional episodes, bonus resources, and also submit guest recommendations on our website at leadyourgamepodcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn by searching for the name Karen Rhodes, with Karen being spelled Karan. And if you like the show, the greatest gift you can give would be to subscribe and leave a rating on your podcast platform of choice. This podcast has been a production of Shockingly Different Leadership, a global consultancy which helps organizations execute their people, talent development, and organizational effectiveness initiatives on an on-demand project or contract basis. Huge thanks to our production and editing team for a job well done. Goodbye for now.